Hello everybody, welcome back to Madden 2002. We are getting towards the very end of our first season at the helm of the Dallas Cowboys. We only have a couple games left. We're actually going to finish the season in today's video. This is going to be the last game that we're going to watch, and it's going to be against our division rival, if you can believe that, the Arizona Cardinals. So it's going to be our last ever division game against the Cardinals in this series, because next season they will be in the newly formed NFC West, and we will not see them twice a year again. But we will see them again, just not twice a year again, for implications in our division. But this game is zero implications on our division, since the Cardinals, I think, have 11 or 12 losses heading into this game, and we have 8. So, we are potentially playing for a 500 season at best, which, I mean, I think would be a pretty massive undertaking in our first year with the roster that we have. And I'm still not even confident that we can go into the offseason and correct all those problems with our roster. We might just get ourselves in a cap situation, or just not be able to get out from a lot of the bad players on the team, or, bring in enough good talent. So to be able to squeeze out an almost 500 season with this, I'm looking up. I think things are only looking up from here. For the Cardinals, maybe not. They're very bad. But, I mean, this is a couple years from when the Cardinals, would really put things together. They have some of the pieces, but a lot of these pieces would not stay when they really get good. So Tony Banks still in. He is making plays already early, getting into Cardinal territory. Derek May is surrounded by a million Cardinal defenders, but he gets the yards after the catch here to get us the first down and just a little bit more. So we're moving here. But on third down now, the Cardinals have stopped us here on 3rd and 7. We got to pick up quite a bit here. Tony Banks wants it all, and he overshoots Derek Mays. That one sails into the end zone. Tony Banks not the most accurate, but we're going to bring out Doug Bryant for another very long field goal on 4th and 7, and he just doesn't have the leg for it. So kind of weird to think we're going to go into the offseason potentially looking into replacing kicker, but we definitely need a kicker with a little bit more power here. That 72 overall is really hurting us. So the Cardinals are finally moving the ball the other direction, towards our end zone, and things are going well for them somewhat, except for Jenkins, who just got lifted and sat down on his bottom. So 1st and 10 now for the Cardinals, just inside the Cowboy 40. They're going to go with a pitch play to Pittman. Pittman sets the outside edge and gets the first down, checks off another tackle, and gets brought down about 5 yards after the line to gain. So a huge pickup. He had a big pickup earlier in this drive that we cut out. But he is really disrupting things on the ground so far. But the Cardinals are going to be moving backwards, as they have a guard there who shakes just a little bit too early, moves just a little bit too early. So a false start penalty is going to stall a lot of that momentum for the Cardinals drive. And an alignment with a 2-bar is absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely absurd. But Plummer's trying to get some things going here, tries to hit his tight end across the middle. There's a whole lot of congestion there. He can't really get it in. So 3rd and 12 now. The drive that started out pretty well for the Cardinals has completely stalled out. Maybe we can see why they are a 3-win team, as Plummer's got a very firm pocket. He's got a couple blockers with him, moves outside the pocket, takes all day, and then just decides to run for it, but fumbles the football on the scramble, and it gets picked up by the Cowboys. Wow, just a disaster play, and I could see why Cardinals fans probably want Plummer out after that one, man. That was disgusting. He had about 7 seconds to look for it, and even if he wanted to run, there was probably a better running lane, and then to fumble, that was like a Jared Goff type play, man. That was ridiculous. So 1st and 10 now for the Cowboys, heading the other way here. Tony Banks wants a deep ball, and right along the sideline, he finds an open receiver. I believe it's Derek Mays again, and it is. So without Joey Galloway, who was injured in the last game, we probably won't see him for the rest of the season. We have Derek Mays and Raghib Ismail kind of leading the charge on the receiving squad, but Derek Mays has been the one to really kind of light things up. Remember, he was one of the key free agents that we did sign before we even ran any games this season, so good to see him getting involved. So 1st and 10 now in Cardinal territory. Tony Banks under pressure, and the pressure gets home as both Emmitt Smith and I think that tackle were delivering some great Olay blocks and could not give it better coverage to Tony Banks. So on 2nd and 16, clock is running now as we have under a minute and a half left to go in the first half. Tony Banks stands firm in the pocket, throws a diving ball to the tight end there, and he cannot haul it in, as that one was a pretty bad pass. all things considered, it was a pretty bad pass. So on 3rd and 16 now, we have a drive that started out pretty well, and it is now looking to stall out right in front of our very eyes. Tony Banks, with pressure in his face, unloads it, and he hits the backup running back Wiley. And I forgot. I think I actually benched Emmitt Smith for the rest of the season because of his injury. I think he was healthy, probably back in the Seahawks game potentially. But I just said, nah, just keep him out here. We need him for next season, and so I'm keeping Wiley in there because I mean I want to win games, but I mean it's only so important. Playoffs are off the table, so let's rest up some of our stars like Joey Galloway and Emmitt Smith, and just make sure that we can even make it through the 17 weeks here, all 16 games, and make it to next season. So on 3rd and 8 now, under a minute left to go, the Cardinals have stalled us again on defense, and they finally get the stop that they need to get us off of the field. So this game, an absolute stalemate right now here on 4th and 8. Doug Bryan potentially can change that with his leg, and this time he does, as the kick is good. He makes his second one, misses the first one. That's a 39-yarder. Still not that bad for this era of NFL, but I'd like to be able to make things from 45 pretty comfortably, and I don't think we can do that with Doug Bryan. So the Cardinals now have an opportunity before the half ends, and they're going to give it up away immediately as Jake Blummer gets his second turnover of the game, throws an absolute dot to Nguyen, our linebacker, who picks up his first INT on the season. So congratulations, Mr. Nguyen. Dat Nguyen gets his first interception of the season. So with 30 seconds left to go, we don't need to be super aggressive here as we already have points, but we have an opportunity, I guess, to get into the end zone and extend our lead by 2 possessions if we so chose. But on first down, we completely whiff on the pass. So on 2nd and 10, man goes in motion. Tony Max drops back again and unloads one to Raghib Ismail, who gets into the end zone, makes one-man miss and gets into the end zone. Beautifully dialed up play, man. Beautifully dialed up. Ishmael ran that route perfectly, man. Had a perfect lead on the linebacker right into the end zone. I love seeing stuff like that. Let's get another angle. Get the slow-mo action cinematic cuts on this play because it was absolutely beautiful. Wonderful. We haven't seen too many nice touchdown drives or just plays like that. Just not too many passes like that from our pass game. So I'm really happy to see that. Derek Mays has been the one who's been churning up the yards here, but Ismail's the one who gets us the touchdown. So 10-0 is going to be the score here after one half of play over these 3-11 Cardinals. But on 3rd and 7, we have this ball now downed at our about 6-yard line. So we are in a tight bind here, and we're going to throw this one out to the flat to the fullback who fumbles it, and the Cardinals manage to pick it up inbounds and then get out of bounds inside the red zone. So we turn the ball over deep in our own territory, man. Deep in our own territory. Humongous blunder by our fullback. So the Cardinals now have a prime opportunity to kind of cut away at the lead a little bit here. They try and go with the run game, and that goes absolutely nowhere as Hambrick makes a beautiful tackle on the edge. So 2nd and 11, and Plummer's going to drop back on cork one to the left side of the field. I believe it's David Boston who he finds. A familiar face on this channel, David Boston, the Ohio State Buckeye, who catches that and gets brought down well short of the marker. So on 3rd and 5, we have a great opportunity to force the Cardinals to take points here, just to take 3 as the third quarter ticks underneath a minute, and Plummer throws a diving ball, I believe, to the tight end. And he's got to dive for it, but he's still a yard short. So they're going to bring out the kicking team and just take their 3 points. Fortunately for us, man, if they would have got a touchdown off of that, that would have been catastrophic. But still, giving up any points at all off a turnover is not great. We've been winning that battle so far, and we need to continue to do so. So the third quarter comes to a close. 10-3 is your score, and now we just need to pretty much play keep away, essentially. So under 2 minutes, we're doing a good job of that. It is 2nd and 4 here. We are in Cardinal territory. We have a chance to get more points, but we're just trying to play smart here. But Wiley gets to the first down for us, and now the Cardinals are going to start burning some timeouts here as they're trying to be pretty smart here with the clock. But on 3rd and 4 with a minute left to go, we have a chance here to get this last first down, and that'll essentially ice the game. We give it to Wiley, and on the outside edge, he can't get there. So the Cardinals do come up with the stop. We can still burn a lot of the time that's left on the clock, but we're going to have to take the points here as Doug Bryan kicks up another one, and this one is also good. So 2 for 3, not too shabby. He's got 2 39-yarders in this game, so he's really consistent from about 40. But anything outside of that, I guess it's where things get a little bit shaky. So the Cardinals with only 8 seconds left to go on 3rd and 10 here. They need a miracle. I don't think they're going to get it. But Jake Plummer steps up in the pocket and uncorks one, and that is somehow intercepted. I have no idea how Woodson was able to make that interception, but he did. He slid, I think, and somehow got it. But that is going to essentially end the game. The game was pretty much over anyway, but that effectively ices the game. And so we extend to 7-8. The Cardinals fall to 3-12. Brutal, absolutely brutal for the Cardinals. But we extend to 7-8 here. We are fighting and fighting for that 500 season, man. We're within reach of it. So when we get back to the hub and sim our last game of the season, we will get those results, of course. So both teams horrendous on third down. I would imagine there's a lot in common between both of our squads, but the win-loss record is completely different. We had 0 drives in the end zone, which is absolutely crazy. To win this game 13-3 and have 0 drives in the end zone is nuts, man. You saw Plummer's rating, bro. That was brutal. Tony Max doesn't have a great game either. It's a pretty bad game for him as well. Just did enough, really, to win us the game, and that's really all you can really ask for. And so not a lot to speak of receiving wise. Derek Mays, of course, leading the charge in yardage, but receptions, there's only 2. That's the most in our core. So defensively, we had some pretty big plays that are important. A couple TFLs, a couple picks. We don't really see a ton of great performances from our defense, but that one is fine. So we get back to the hub, and the Vikings coach has quit, and the Bengals coach has also quit, and the Jets have also fired Herm Edwards. So those are the coach changes, and we lose our last game of the season to the 49ers 6-16. Another low-scoring affair. Offense has been a very big issue all season long for this Cowboys squad, and we finish 7-9 on the year. So 1 year down, we finish 7-9. That's definitely going to be enough to keep our jobs, but we would have got fired if it wasn't. So we will be here for another season. And in the next video, of course, we're going to cover all of our off-season activities. So I hope to see you guys in that next episode when we cover our off-season. And thanks for coming along this ride here. We got a lot of work to do with this roster, man. Believe me, we do. So hope to see you guys in the off-season video.